Your cat is screaming "I love you" in a language you've never learned to hear. Right now, in this very moment, they're sending signals that most owners will ignore for their entire lives. But not you. Not after today. Because we're about to decode the 10 hidden ways your cat expresses love, the kind of love that lives in whispers, not words. And here's the shocking part: the biggest barrier between you and your cat isn't their personality. It's the one thing you do within seconds of walking through your front door. 1. The homecoming paradox. The door opens. You spot your cat. Every instinct tells you to rush over, scoop them up, shower them with affection. But that split-second decision is sabotaging everything. What feels like love to you registers as invasion to them. Studies reveal that cats who are immediately approached after their owners return show elevated cortisol levels, the same hormone that spikes during threat responses. Your enthusiasm is being processed as aggression. The solution feels counterintuitive but changes everything. When you walk in, pretend your cat doesn't exist for a full minute. Set down your belongings with deliberate slowness. Move through your space as if you're alone. Your cat is watching, assessing, deciding. Within 2 minutes, most cats will close the distance themselves. And here's what researchers discovered: cats who initiate that first contact display 3 times more affectionate behaviors for the rest of the evening. You're not withholding love. You're creating the conditions where love can flourish. But while you're mastering the art of the entrance, your cat has been trying to hold an entire conversation with you using nothing but their eyes. 2. The language written in eyelids. Every slow blink your cat gives you is a confession. It translates roughly to "you are safe." I am safe. We are safe together. This is how cats communicate trust in its purest form. But here's what creates the heartbreak: when you stare back with wide, unblinking eyes, your cat reads it as hostility, as a challenge, as a threat. The conversation dies before it begins. You have the power to answer them in their own dialect. Close your eyes slowly, deliberately, for a count of 2. Then open them with the gentleness of someone waking from a dream. Watch what happens. Most cats will blink back within heartbeats. This microscopic exchange does something profound: it drops their stress hormones, opens neural pathways associated with bonding, and tells them in unmistakable terms that you understand. You've just become fluent in the most intimate form of feline communication. And now that you can speak their language, it's time to discover the one place on their body that unlocks a level of trust most owners never reach. 3. The hidden gateway to trust. Your hands have been petting all the wrong places. The head is nice. The back is acceptable. But there's a zone that triggers something deeper, something that reaches back to kittenhood. Slide your fingers gently behind your cat's front legs, along the delicate ladder of their ribs. This area is dense with specialized nerve endings designed for social grooming, the kind of grooming that cats exchange with family members they trust completely. These are the spots they can't reach themselves, the places where tension lives, the territory they only expose to those in their inner circle. When you scratch here with the right pressure and the right timing, meaning when your cat is already relaxed, already half melting into comfort, you trigger a cascade of oxytocin. This is the same bonding hormone that floods a mother's brain when she nurses her young. You've just told your cat, in a language older than words, that you are kin. But physical touch is only half the story. Your cat is performing a chemical ritual with you every single day, and you've been treating it like a simple greeting. 4. The invisible signature. When your cat whines between your ankles, pressing their face against your shins, they're not begging. They're baptizing you. Those cheek glands are releasing pheromones, chemical markers that say "mine" in a way that transcends possession and enters the realm of belonging. But the revelation that changes everything is this: the ritual isn't complete until you reciprocate. After your cat marks you, place your hand gently along their cheeks, their forehead, the sides of their face. You're not just petting them. You're blending scent profiles, creating a shared chemical identity. Behaviorists call this secure attachment, the same bond that forms between infant kittens and their mothers. In your cat's mind, you're no longer just the tall creature who fills the food bowl. You're colony. your family, your home. And while you're building this foundation of belonging, there's an entire dimension of your cat's world that you've designed completely wrong, and it's happening right above your head. 5. The vertical revolution. You live on the floor. Your cat lives in the sky. Every surface in your home that's designed for comfort, for play, for rest, is built at ground level. And every day, your cat is trying to tell you that down here, they feel exposed. Height isn't a preference for cats. It's a psychological need. Elevation provides security from perceived threats, stress reduction through environmental control, visual dominance over their territory, and confidence that translates directly into affection. Research confirms that cats with access to vertical spaces show dramatically higher levels of playfulness, boldness, and attachment behaviors toward their humans. A single cat tree isn't the answer. What your cat is craving is a three-dimensional highway, shelves that connect like stepping stones, cleared surfaces on top of bookcases and cabinets, tall furniture positioned near windows, perches that let them survey their kingdom. When a cat feels safe, they don't just tolerate love. They seek it. And speaking of what your cat seeks, there's something about the way you play with them that's actually breaking their brain. 6. The incomplete hunt. That little red dot seems harmless. Your cat loves chasing it, right? But every play session with a laser pointer is teaching your cat a devastating lesson: failure is inevitable. Cats are hardwired with a complete hunting sequence that must reach resolution. They need to stalk, which builds anticipation. They need to chase, which burns energy. They need to pounce, which tests skill. They need to catch, which delivers satisfaction. They need to kill, which provides closure. And they need to eat, which signals completion. Lasers offer the first two steps and then vanish, leaving your cat in a state of perpetual incompletion. Over time, this creates anxiety, frustration, hyperactivity, and in some cases, redirected aggression. The solution is beautifully simple: use toys with physical presence. Feather wands that they can trap under their paws. Plush mice that they can bite and bunny kick. Crumpled paper balls that they can bat into corners. Let them catch it. Let them conquer it. Then, and this is crucial, end the session with a small treat. This completes the neural loop: hunt, kill, eat, rest. Your cat doesn't need entertainment. They need victory. Now, here's a truth that might sting: when your cat keeps their distance, you've been interpreting their love language backwards. 7. The space between. Your cat settles on the opposite end of the couch, 3 feet away, and you feel the sting of rejection. But you're reading the situation through human eyes, and human rules don't apply here. In the feline world, proximity is intimacy. Contact is optional. If your cat chooses to be in the same room as you, in the same general area, within sight and scent range, they are actively choosing your company. That is love. Pursuing them, pulling them into your lap, forcing physical contact when they've established a comfortable distance, this erodes the very trust you're trying to build. The magic happens when you accept the distance they've chosen. When you stop chasing. When you let them observe you without expectation. Over weeks and months, that 3-foot gap begins to shrink. The cat who once claimed the far corner of the room will eventually claim the cushion beside you. And one day, without announcement, they'll claim your lap. With cats, patience isn't a virtue. It's the entire currency. And while we're discussing what your cat chooses, there's one activity they return to daily that's protecting their mental health in ways you've completely underestimated. 8. The window meditation. Your cat spends an hour staring out the window, and you assume they're bored, waiting for something to happen. But inside their mind, everything is happening. Every bird that crosses their field of vision activates ancient predatory circuits. Every insect that lands on the glass presents a puzzle to solve. Every shadow and leaf in passing car provides data about the world beyond their territory. This isn't idle observation. It's cognitive enrichment of the highest order. Studies show that cats with regular, uninterrupted window access exhibit significantly lower rates of aggression, reduced symptoms of depression, improved emotional regulation, and fewer stress-related behavioral problems. Your role is simple but critical. Provide them with a stable perch at window height, keep blinds or curtains open during daylight hours, and then leave them alone. Don't tap the glass to show them something. Don't call their name to break their focus. Don't interrupt their viewing with affection. This is your cat's therapy session, their meditation practice, their nature documentary, all compressed into a single ritual. Respect it. And while your cat is making their preferences crystal clear at the window, they've also been trying to tell you something about that expensive scratching post that's gathering dust in the corner. 9. The Texture Testament. You spent good money on that carpeted scratching post. Your cat took one look at it and went straight back to your couch. This isn't defiance. It's communication. Cats don't scratch randomly. They scratch with intention, and their choices are dictated by specific, non-negotiable preferences. Some cats crave the resistance of sisal rope. Others need the give of corrugated cardboard. Some prefer the grain of natural wood. Beyond texture, there's angle. Some cats want vertical posts they can stretch against, while others need horizontal scratchers they can dig into, and still others want slanted surfaces that split the difference. And then there's stability. A wobbly post triggers the same alarm bells as unstable ground. Scratching serves multiple essential functions. It maintains nail health by removing dead outer sheets. It stretches the muscles in their shoulders, back, and legs. It deposits scent markers from glands in their paws, claiming territory. And it releases stress in a healthy, instinctive way. The answer isn't to train your cat to use what you've provided. It's to provide what your cat is already telling you they need. Offer multiple textures in different locations. Observe what they gravitate toward naturally. Then multiply that option. You're not correcting behavior. You're listening. And now we arrive at the most dangerous trap in all of cat ownership, the one mistake that destroys trust faster than anything else, and 99% of owners fall for it every single time. 10. The belly trap. The moment is perfect. Your cat rolls onto their back, exposing the soft, fluffy expanse of their belly. Every instinct screams at you to reach down and sink your fingers into that fur. Don't. That instinct is a lie, and acting on it will undo weeks of trust in a single second. Dogs show their belly as an invitation, a request for affection. Cats show their belly for an entirely different reason, to demonstrate vulnerability, to signal complete comfort, to say, "I trust you enough to expose my most defenseless area." It is not, under any circumstances, an invitation to touch. When you reach for that belly, you're violating the trust they just offered. Their defensive instincts activate instantly. The claws come out. The teeth make contact. And in their mind, they've learned that showing vulnerability around you leads to violation. The correct response is simple: admire from a distance. Slow blink to acknowledge the trust. If you must touch, keep it to the head or chin, areas they've invited contact before. If your cat is one of the rare individuals who genuinely enjoys belly rubs, you'll know because they'll lean into it, purr deeply, and return for more. But even then, keep it brief, keep it gentle, and stop the moment they signal they're done. In the language of cats, respecting vulnerability is the highest form of love. The truth about feline love. Every single behavior we've explored leads back to one foundational truth: cats don't love through obedience or performance. They love through trust, and trust is built through choice. The more control you give your cat over their environment, their body, their interactions, the safer they feel. And safety is the soil where affection grows. When you respect their instincts instead of fighting them, honor their signals instead of ignoring them, and give them agency instead of demanding submission, something shifts. Your relationship transforms from coexistence, from mere tolerance, into genuine companionship. Into mutual respect. Into love that flows both ways. Choose one technique from what you've learned today. Just one. Practice it consistently for 3 days and watch what changes. Then come back and tell us which signal your cat responded to first. If you see a difference, drop a cat emoji in the comments and subscribe, because next week we're revealing why some cats emotionally withdraw from their owners completely, and the 48-hour protocol that reverses the damage and rebuilds the bond from scratch.